Hello and welcome to part 3 of Eternal Deck's solo play story mode. I am recording this a couple days after stages A and B, so my voice, I'm starting to get a little sick. Hopefully it's not too distracting. But we're just going to do a quick recap here before we start stage C, the Labyrinth. In stage B, we managed to get 7 out of the 8 points. Stage A, 7 out of 8 as well. We've spent 3 of our stars to upgrade the different golem discs, so we still have 5 potential upgrades available to us. We sadly could not store a card for beta in stage B, so we're going to miss out on those 2 points, and also the passive ability that we could have given them. It's kind of sad, but we did get our beloved cat at the end of stage B. The way the cat works is one time through stages C, D, and E, we can have one of the 3 golems on their turn take the generated jewel action. In that case, what you would do is you wouldn't spend any cards. You wouldn't actually take the jewel from the jewel card. You're taking it from the cat itself and covering up one of the eternal curses. So it's a free jewel that you get to generate, but you can only do it one time between all 3 stages. So I am going to leave it over here as a reminder that we have it, but ideally I'm keeping it for later, probably stage E, or when we really get in a pickle, which I guess could be this stage, but ideally we can keep it for later when we really need it. Otherwise, that is pretty much everything as far as a recap would need to go. Like I said, we're doing stage C Labyrinth. So to complete this stage, we need to get the 4 levels for the 4 puzzles to gain the 4 keys. And then, of course, for the solo play, getting the 6 jewels generated. Now let's flip these over. And I suppose we should get our starting decks ready, or cards ready. And also we need blue for the 2 cards for the bottom of green's deck. So we'll take those, put them underneath, grab 3 green, 3 yellow. All right, and that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5. Now let's see, we've got green and red as our puzzles for level 1. This could actually be pretty good since alpha is red. Ideally, what you want to focus on for stage C is completing level 1 as fast as possible. Sometimes detriment potentially can be taking too long on this level because this one's pretty much the easiest one to do. You should be getting through it fast as possible. So what I'll probably do, depending on how things go, is I'm going to try and get red to play in the first 3 spots just in a straight column and be done with it. When that happens, though, what we're going to do is essentially red's going to play, and then green and yellow are going to have to play right after them all 3 times. So based on what we just got and what's out here, hopefully that can work for us. And then level 2s have purples in them. So our secondary objective is going to be focusing on this bottom row to revive one of these 3 Eternals that have purple cards in it. We, of course, could get a star to gain a purple from here, but we're most likely going to do that quicker than we would gaining a star somewhere. So I think that's going to be our initial starting point. That's usually what I do when I play stage C. Those are my main focuses. And then we, obviously have to pivot based on order of things that we get, but that's the idea. We, of course, have Labyrinth, which comes with the Labyrinth stage. We have Grassland, which is always pretty nice. It's the one step up above Camp. And then we have Cave for the descending. So let's see, we've got a 5, we have a 4, we have a 3. So that's a great start for Cave, for descending parts. Then we could probably do the 1 of the 3 here in the Grassland, maybe the 1 of the 5 after. We have to consider what we do for Labyrinth, but I think to start, that seems like a good play. We'll do the 5, and then the 4, and then we'll do the 3. Okay. And then now, let's see, if we could do the 4 here, and then green could play their 1, yellow could play their 1. And then that means yellow would have their 4 to be able to finish, knowing that red and yellow are going to be some of the 2 that need to get first, and then red could play their 1 here. I like that plan. Let's see if I can remember what I just said. I believe it was a 4 red, 1 green, 1 yellow, And remember, ones can be next to each other in the labyrinth row because they have to mirror each other. This is the one time where you can break that rule where same numbers can be next to each other to satisfy the field row rule itself. Let's bring this over, though. And then we now need to play a red card here, which can pretty much be anything except for probably the 1. I guess we could do the 2 here as well, in the chance that mountain is one of the next 2 in these. We'll have a 1 to start that row. So that means if we're going to put a 2 here, we probably do the 3 there. We now have our 3 as a column, which completes level 1. So we're going to clear both of these and gain our first key. And we should flip level 2 over. And we've got red, purple, green, or yellow, purple, blue. So again, if we manage to finish this row, we'll get some purple cards. We've already got the red. We could do a purple and a green. And I guess depending on what happens, we could do yellow, purple, blue. So we've got some options, but we'll leave it there for now. And at this point, we can start clearing rows if we need to, but green is the one who necessarily needs a deck. Red and yellow, which yellow can't finish either of these right now. So red could do this one. We need a 4. The green 4 has been played. We'd have to hope there's a blue 4. Otherwise, we might be stuck on this for a minute. That's fine. So green is up, though. Green needs to help yellow finish this middle row, which is the easiest one. We can't do the 5. We could do the 2, which they could then do their 4. So do that. They play their 4. Comes back here. We want to do the bottom row to get some purple cards. 5, 4, 3, 2, descending. These will clear. And then this clears. And we want to take skeleton or ghost. Not vampire, since they don't have purples. And their curse is not play purples. But also they only have 6 cards in their deck because 2 of the 3s are taken out. So they're going to be like the last thing we're always going to take. Most likely. The ghost, 5s and 7s, or 2s or 8s. We have a 2 and a 5. So both are whatever. I think skeleton will probably save for if we spend passes mid to late game. We'll get that back at that point. Ghost ability, though, is draw a card. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's what we'll do. It would be a 2, a 3, or a 9 would be my purple cards. I guess it's also what I should consider. We don't know what it's going to be for what the purple would be. 2, 3, and 9 is a pretty good spread. So yeah, let's stick with the ghost. We'll draw 2 cards. And we got 2 purples and reveal. And it is lake. So that's actually great, because then we can play a purple as the start, and it doesn't do anything, which means we could play a green here. So that works out well. Which means we don't want to finish this middle row. Oh wait, I was worried about yellow not being able to finish. They still can't finish because they just put a card here. We'll have to give them a pass then. We'll have to pass them a card to fix that. So we need a 4, which we still don't have. So I think we'll have the golem actually spend one of its discs. That really needs to be a blue 4. Because if it's not, this is going to be troublesome. Okay, well, they can pass as many cards as they want. Yellow needs to store a 3. Actually, this is a good point to mention. So storing a card in this level, you can still store the same number you stored before. However, this and stage D are the 2 stages where you want to store rare cards. It's going to be worth more points if you store a rare card. So you're going to be making it, of course, harder for you in later stages because you're removing rare cards from the game, but that's how you're going to get more points. It's 2 points to store a card normally, but in this stage, it's going to be 3 bonus points if it's a rare for a total of 5. So we don't really want to necessarily worry about 3s being what they store, we're going to start storing rares, which we'll probably do later in the stage. Again, we'll figure that out as things go on. If it isn't also obvious, this is the first time I've ever actually played this solo story mode. So you're experiencing my firsthand struggles as I get through the game, making mistakes or making good plays. So I'm not actually sure of the, effects that it's going to have based on the numbers I stored and where I stored them from. So I'll be interested to see how this goes throughout the rest of the stages. But all right, I'm just delaying what I want to do, which I think needs to be, we spent the disc, we were going to do that. After I pass, I still have to play a card. I suppose we could pass 2 cards to yellow and then play a card here so they'll get a new deck. And it gives us some time to figure out what the middle row is. Let's give them 2 different colors, though, so in case they have to play on their own, it gives them some options. So we'll do that, and then we'll play this 3 here. And then that'll be it. This is 3, 2, 4, 3, which can be played. Those are all good. And we'll clear these out. This is the green column. 5s and 7s, which we didn't play a 5 or a 7. Do we want the king to always do the classic go for 159 deal? We still have the Minotaur, so we have that as a secondary option for 159 as well. And don't forget, we've got Alpha's Golem ability where reds can be whatever number they need in that situation. So what is our curse and what would be a problem? We don't have 6s. There's 1 6 in the ghost deck, but we can work around that. So I think I will take the king. Put the king here. That's going to go underneath. And then we're going to draw 3 cards. And then we need to reveal our new field row card and slide that over. Now we have odd numbers only. Okay, that actually works pretty well. They have 3 odd numbers. So with some help, we could make that work. We did just clear out the cards for this. We still have a red here, though. So we could put the purple, which are odds, and then we have green, which is odd. So that works. We'll get our level 2 done. So let's do that now. Do we do the 3 or the 9? Let's keep the 9, because we have a 1 and a 9. We might be able to get a 5. Ghost does not have a 5. So we won't get that. But that's fine. We'll do the 3 here. Draw back up. We'll do... They don't want to play here because we need the green. Which means they would have to play to the lake, and then we'd start the colors off. So we could do the yellow, then there'd be red, blue. Who's got the chance for reds? This is the only red left currently, which is, again, if we're not going to do that for the 159, since we've got other options, that's fine. So let's do the 8 here. Draw back up. We'll be able to get a purple card on their turn, so that might help us out. Actually, we could grab the 1 and play 159. I like that. We will do this guy here, which is red, purple, green for our puzzle. Complete that, get our second key, and clear those off. Flip level 3. We can't play 5s or 7s. Can't play 5s or 7s, but that was from the gamma, which means we can spend the disc and have them ignore curses when playing cards. Always great when you catch that mistake and realize it was gamma who can do that. I think one of the others can. They both can. Alpha and beta, if you spend stars, you can upgrade them to do that. But I think we're going to save those points for now. I didn't play a 7 and I didn't play a 6, so we're good there. So comes back up here. Oh, let's see, what colors do we have? Nothing currently set up to be helpful in the moment. But that's okay. Did we grab, let's see, the king has a 4, so we'll at some point be able to play a 4 here. But they have 3 cards left. We said we were going to have them finish this row. Maybe we can keep on that. We have to do an odd. That's yellow. We should do the red down here, actually, just to have both available options. We can afford to do that right now. They're going to spend that king ability card to grab the 1 purple. And that'll be their next turn. We've got the 5 we'd rather not play right now. Well, we can anyways because it's the same number. Okay, let's see. This is actually a decision point. If we played it here for blue, they could play green. And then yellow would be left, which they could play the 2. So let's do the bottom row. Where'd these come from? This was here. Shouldn't have done that. I believe it was yellow's turn playing the 3 here. Yeah. Then we're going to play that. Draw back up. They're going to play a 1/5/9 down to the river. Generate that jewel. We have a 5. We have 2s. Doesn't mean anything. There'll be a problem shortly, but let's cover up the ghost since 2 numbers is generally worse than 1. We also get the star, which gets us another purple card, which is going to beta. We could grab the 4. Let's see, there's a lot of cards left. We might not draw the 4. So to be on the safe side, let's just have that as a guarantee. Put those back. That was their turn. They draw back up to 3. We did not get a 4. And then they're going to play their 2. They can't play the 5 now. I did cover that up. And let's just double check. Yellow, red, blue, green, yellow. So we play the 2 so we can keep the 5 as a card to play later in this row. So we'll do that. And then that's going to complete this guy for down here. Which also gets rid of this. And we want them to take the skeleton. Which comes there. He's going to draw the top 2. More yellows, which I guess was to be expected. Then the new thing comes out. Now we're at evens. So we've got our evens and odds up together at the same time. We're up over here. We can't play 2s. So at this moment, I could only play a 9. But I could choose to do the 2 of the same number. That'll get us a rare. Isn't too bad. We do need to actually refocus on the puzzles. Since we did just clear a row, we've got a green here. We could try to do a green and 2 yellows. With evens, there is an even green right here in my hand. So maybe we don't spend it for that. The king's 4 is also an even. So we'd have... Well, we only need 1 of the greens. We need 2 yellows. The skeleton has an even yellow. And that's it currently. So when we do this, we could get Medusa for the 4. Or Minotaur. Or the 6, the 2. There's numbers in there. Wait, no, I needed it to be yellow. It can't be Minotaur. It has to be Medusa. The 4, the 6, or the 8 in there. So let's do that. Let's focus on that, which means we won't spend these for the jewel. So we're going to play the 9, which means 9 goes here. They are up, and they were going to play their 4 up here. You can play 4s. 4, 1, 1, 4. That mirrors. And this is for beta. And we said we were going to get Medusa, which means red, red, greens, which is fine. That's the only card currently, and the only one that anyone's going to have for red. So we are okay with this. We're going to have some time till we start drawing the Medusa cards, though. So we do need to think about how we play these. We might do 3 different colored Jewel to dig a little faster. They've only got 5 cards. They've got a decent amount. Okay, so we need this to be a yellow. Oh, I already messed up because that was supposed to be the yellow. That's a problem. This is already a big problem. I could have played the 9 to the river. Let's say I did that. I'm going to do a little whoopsies, takesy backsies there, just because that's really going to mess things up if I don't. It doesn't impact anything else because I'm just playing it down to the river instead of here. But now we need yellow. No, it's not yellow. We need the yellow and yellow and green. So anything here that's not yellow. We can't play 2s. We can't play 6s. They can't play anything. Okay. So we're going to spend one of our discs to draw. We upgraded it to 2, right? We can draw 2 cards. Do we want to do the random deck? I don't think I've actually taught that part yet because I haven't considered upgrading it. But part of the upgrades you can do is start to draw from the random deck. So there's that large deck of cards that's 1 to 9 in the 4 suits, and then there's 4 rare cards in there. You just shuffle the whole deck up, and then if you have that ability upgraded on your disc, you can draw from the top of this deck instead of from your normal deck. That's helpful in 2 ways. One, you're not drawing from your actual deck itself, but because there's a chance for all the colors and potentially a rare in here, it gives you more options outside of what you might have currently had in your deck limitations. The thing is, though, because that's so good, it does cost a lot. It would be 2 stars to get that upgrade for Alpha. So I don't think I really need that badly right now. I'm just going to do the 2 card draw. And there's a rare in there, so that's good. The ability card's going to be useless for them, but could be good for them. But either way, that was just my disc. I still need to take an action. I now have the ability to play. I would like to hold this till after I get new cards to make it worthwhile. But that means I must play the rare card. I could... I don't know how beneficial it would be to play the rare card here now. They don't have an even yellow. They have the even yellow. They're going to need to get a deck soon, though. So we need to consider how they're going to do that if they have unplayable cards. So actually, I think I am going to do this. They're actually going to generate a jewel on their turn. I was going to have them do the 3 different. So we could cover up the 2s holding those. So let's play the 6 down to the river to clear the river out and get us a rare. And then put these off to the side. And then now they will do 3. I mean, that way we didn't overflow it. We still got what we needed, which sometimes that can actually be better to overflow, especially when we don't want to run out of them. We've never really had a concern of pulling the game over card, but it's also taking away points at the end of the game, potentially. So we're going to still do that, though. 3 different colors, do the 2 and 8, and they're going to draw 3 cards. 1, 8, 9. Still no evens, but they do have an even green. So we can get anything here. They'll play the even yellow. They'll play the even green. They can play the odd yellow. Okay, so we'll have that puzzle done. We just got to figure out what we do to get them a deck, which I think is just to probably play here after. So maybe we start something up here. We can play the 2s now. It's not their turn, though. It's down here. So I need to start one of these here. Medusa. Maybe we could get her to hold her. No, that's not Medusa's 4. Okay, so I'm thinking about what we're going to make our bookends, which I think we're going to do as the 4. And then that way Medusa can eventually draw her 4, and we can put it here. And we draw back up. We come over here. We needed anything that's not yellow. Wait, no, that 4 is what's going down here. We can't do a 4. We have to do a 3. Medusa also has a 3, so that's fine. Okay, so we do anything that's not a 4 yellow. So any of the 2s would be fine. Let's keep a purple, because there are purple requirements for some of the level 4s. So we'll do that. Just making sure we're good. 6s, red, red, greens. Okay, that was them. They're now going to play yellow, right? No. They're doing the yellow. They're going to do the green. They're doing the yellow here. So that is going to be... Let's do the... If we get the ascending, I'd really like to hold on to a 9. Both 1s and 9s are good for that. We also could do a jewel, which we do have a 9 purple. So if we need the 9, we could trigger it that way. So let's do the 1. We'll put the 1 here. Draw back up. We come over here. We're going to do a 4, which is green, green, yellow, yellow. Okay, cool. Flip that back over here. They need to start working on getting a deck. We'll do 2, because their 2 could be here. This is at anything. And then the 3. We could potentially use the rares for this. Okay, they are up. They now play this 8 here, which is green, green, yellow, yellow. Completes our level 3 puzzle. Those were all legal plays. And those are all legal plays. Wonderful. Get that done. And puzzle level 4. The faster we just get done with these puzzles, then the quicker we can focus on over here and hopefully keep all of these rares and everything else. We haven't even touched our hearts yet, which is great. So let's see. Let's figure out what we've got here. Yellow, green, blue. We're going to need some blues no matter what. So at this moment, we're not going to be able to do much. But we are going to need a clear rose before we worry about it anyways. Okay, I didn't think about what to do after this point. So now we have to decide what's our best play here. They need to put anything here so that their 2 can go, and then they could play a rare at the end. So we can't put a purple. We'll put the 5 there, which is okay because it can't go here and it can't go there. So that's good. Then they're going to not just, I don't really want to say waste a rare. You could still put it out there. We're going to have to play it at some point, right? Yeah, let's do the rare here. Then they're up. They're going to play a 2 here. Coming back to Gamma. The 4 could go down below. We do want to hold back some purples. I think this one's probably going to be the one we're going to go for. With Medusa and the way we could time it, she has yellow and blue. And then we just need some of the purples saved from the skeleton or from here. And then figure out a green card or use a rare somewhere. Okay, so if that's the case, I think we'll do... I almost want to just put it here. Well, we need to get a row cleared. Got to get a row cleared to start focusing on that. Which means we'd want 3. The 3. We're going to make them do that. They need decks. Okay, let's just do this here. Get a rare back, which we'll get when we complete that row, so that's good. They can't do a 4 now. They could do the 1, which let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. This is going to put that over here. And then we will take this off. And they will take 4s or 9s, and then greens or blues. The mermaid's the one with 1 less card. So more cards overall is going to be fairy. Red, red, green is what we can't play right now. So either's fine. They both have a 6. I don't think it matters too much which one I take then. I also actually have to remember, I forgot, stars are points and upgrade things. So before I do finish all these, I still want to get 3 more stars. I'm going to get these 2. This again, just what's our last one? Might be the bottom one. Either way, let's go with the fairy just because there's 1 more card in there. Okay. That flips. Got the pass ability, which we haven't even used yet. So we might want to consider doing that. Which I guess we could have done with them, but we don't have a 3, so it wouldn't have mattered. So let's have them play their rare here. 3, 2, 5, 2, 3. Mirrors. We can't play those. We are good. And we didn't think about which one we wanted from here, though. Not being able to play yellow, yellow, blue is horrible, because that's all Medusa stuff. Blue, blue, yellow, half as bad. But we went with the fairy, which isn't the full blue. So I think Minotaur is what we'll go with, and then we might have to just cover him up quicker before the rest of these. Okay, then we draw 2. We've got the Minotaur ability. Not sure how useful it is at this moment. But let's see. We've got a yellow here for this. We could have a green. We don't have the purple. So we're not also really set up for this guy either. We might just want to clear this off, have a clean slate, and go from there. So can we do that? Well, we can take an extra turn by playing Medusa's thing to get this back. That's a 4, which is not what we want. We could play the rare. They could then play the 4, but we need a deck here. So let's spend one of our hearts, pass the rare here, because they'll play, they can't do the 4. Actually, that's okay. We'll have them play this. They can then play the rare. And they're 8. It's going to take a lot of turns to do that, but it's fine. I think that's what we'll do, because they can play this to bide time as well. So now we'll do this. The ghost ability lets everyone draw a card. They are now going to play the rare there. This actually will work out, because then they'll do the skeleton. Wait, did I play the 4 after the Minotaur? Or has that already been there? That I can't remember. I think I already had that there. Hopefully. There's always that one time every game where I catch one a little too late. But hopefully it wasn't there already. Editing Ryan will find out, and we'll put something up on the screen to make fun of me. But I think that was there before. Okay, so they played, got a heart back. They are going to use the Berserker to get any card, which is going to be that rare. And then now they can go and play They can't play this now. This is okay. So this is where we had the problem. It's possible I did play that then. It's quite possible I played that. Well, let's do the 9 to cover it up. And just say that had already happened. But that's their turn now. And then now we can't bide our time anymore. That kind of stinks. But that's okay. Actually, let's start working on these. Can we? No. Yes. So we want to. If we want purple and yellow, blue, purple. We want the green to be here. So anything here. We can't have consecutive numbers. We can't play 6s, 9s, red, green, reds. Let's do a 7. That 9 can go here once we can play 9s. And we have to get rid of both of these before we can play this. They're going to be clashing with each other. Okay. I can't play either of these. I can only play the rare. Which the rare can act as a green. It can also act as a blue. It could also do 2 of the same number. Again, I do need to do these. I could even, because I'm about to draw into more of those red-greens, I could do 3 of the same number. This is a 9, rare is a 9, and any red can be any number I want it to be. Right? Let's just double check that's the one I took. Red cards allow you to specify any number when generating jewels. So I will say this is 3 of the same number. This is also going to get me to rare. And we need to cover up Medusa, because that is a problem. Those go here. Takes all of these away. Sort through all of that. And then grab the rare, draw 2 cards. And that avoided us having to play on the board too much. They will now play their 8, which we can play. Those are all covered up. So we do that, which lets us clear the row. 2, 4, 8, 4, whatever, and 8. Wonderful. And this is middle golem. That's here. We only have one choice, which is the vampire. And now we're getting into the range of where we can't cover all these up. If we want both these stars, though, that means we're never playing purples again. Which we could use our beloved cat, but I don't think that's necessary. Okay, our main focus right now, 3 of the same color, 2 of the same number, and a puzzle. They just went. They are now up. Oh, we also need to tuck cards. I completely forgot. The storing a card, we need to store rares. Vampire has rares. There's 2 of them. Oh my god, are we gonna just run through the vampire's deck? I mean, I have this rare, which is gonna get stored. It's so scary storing a river rare. But we're gonna have to. I might have played too many rares and not stored them. Well, at the very least, the vampire has 2. If we really wanted to, we could just demolish his deck, passing them out, and having them store them. I lost track. It's their turn. Their turn. We can't play purples, 6s, or 9s. 3 of the same color they do not have. This green needs to go there, but we can't play 6s. So it looks like they're playing a 3, which is not helpful. We need a purple down there. We can't play purples, which means the only way to actually do that one is to cover this up, which means we're not getting one of these stars. So then we'd have to do that star. Or this star, by getting those. Let's see, which if that means if we're not doing this puzzle, if we do this one, that's in a bad spot. I mean, we can just do 1 over, which is fine. So if that's the case, we need blue, red, yellow. yellows goes here. It's not good no matter how you slice it. We can still play a card ignoring curses. They can also just play a yellow card no matter what ignoring curses. So is the 3... No, the 3 is not the problem. It's the 6 and the purple. Okay. So if we wanted to ignore a curse and try to do this guy, it's not helpful. If we do, we need the green to be here, which is also a 6, so it can't be consecutive. You can ignore curses, but you can't ignore field restrictions. I'm not really a fan of any of these then. I think we'll just put a 3 there and see what impact that has later. We do 3 of the same color. That leaves me with 3 cards left. I have to store this, though. I need to store a rare before I forget. Okay, so that is a rare for alpha. 1, 3, 6. Can't play 6s still. Just draw a card. Hey, 1, 5, 9. And all red. We can play 1s and 3s. We might need to do 1, which is not the color we need. If we really want to do... Are we doing the purple? Well, we just put a yellow here. We are contradicting ourselves with what we want to do for our puzzle. They've got a bunch of cards. I think they are going to do 3 of the same color. And this is the choice we make. If we cover this up now, we have to get a star a different way. But then we can do this guy, which is, I think, is a little bit easier currently. We'll have 1 left. We could cover 6s or 9s, which we have a 9 here. Which the 9 would be great for that row if we really want to get the star there. We don't have any blues. The fairy has a blue too, which they could eventually draw into. We could do the blue here, green, yellow, purple, purple. So that's an option. I think we're going to do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We have a rare that we could choose to store with them as well. We can play purples now. So unless we wanted to start the purple, but then we're pretty much, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We would need a rare there versus storing it to even get that. Man, the extra layer beyond just getting keys really makes it tough. Trying to get a good score is tough. We could do the purple down there. Let's just see. I'm going to do it sideways. Green. Well, no, because that has to be blue. So we can't do the purple there. It has to be the next one, even if we want to start that. So we would do an 8, which can't go here. The green needs to be here. So we definitely don't want to have a green anyways. Oh, boy. I think we just do the 6 to the river. We could play a 6 ignoring curses. But it doesn't matter. We're putting it in spots we don't want them. No, we could. No, we don't want that. All right, we're just going to play it down there and call it a day. Back up top. 2 of the same number. Again, refreshing. I chose specifying a number when generating jewels. I could do 2 of the same number right now. We can't even play 9s. So I could say that it's a 5. These are 2 5s, keeping the 1 for the bottom. Cover up the ability to play 9s. versus 6s. How important would that be? The Minotaur has another 9 if I didn't already play it. I did, so not so important. It's going to get me another rare. Which, if there's anyone to get the rare, we do have a pass. Let's do it. All right, let's just do that. So that's a 5. We're saying that's a 5 with their ability. 2 are the same number. So now we've got all of these. As soon as we complete this, we're going to complete the stage. So we want to get as many stars before we complete the stage as possible. So we're going to cover up the 6s. All right, we said that one. I think Medusa's 6 has already been played. Actually, at this point, I don't think it matters. I don't think we have 6s or 9s in our decks. So let's just do the 6. So we're going to get... Oh, wait, no, actually, because we can grab a 9 from there. So let's do that. Cover it up. Because we wanted a 9 potentially for this row. We need a purple to be here. We want a low number, actually. We have the 1. So then we need potentially a number after. Can't play 6s, so don't take the 6. That's for sure. If we play the 1, the purple 4 is here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is exact. We've got a 5, we've got an 8. We can't play 6s, though. Wait, it's 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we cover up the 6, am I going to use my cat? Am I going to end up using it this month and regretting it later? I'm thinking too much on this. I should take the 8. I'm not sure. Okay, we took the 8. Yep, we're going to draw. So now that's locked in. We come here. I think we're going to store a rare and just keep destroying the deck for the vampire. It'll only have 5 cards. Oh, also, I shouldn't have drawn. These go away, and I get a river rare. So that's kind of cool. And we could pass that rare down to Gamma, so they could store that rare. But either way, it was Beta's turn. Right? Yeah, because they generated that jewel. That took a while to process all of that. Okay. This blue needs to go there, and it's a 3. So we can't do that. We might actually... No, passing the rare over there doesn't matter if we do it spending the disc. We could spend the disc, though, to extra save a heart in case we really need that. So let's do that. We'll have only a few cards left if we do. So we're going to spend the token, or the disc. And we're going to pass 2 cards here. No, they've got more cards. Let's pass them over here. And then they can pass the single rare, but I think we'll do that. We could actually have them play the 1. Then we could, let me just turn that sideways again. As a reminder, that's not official. We could play a rare, which would be the purple we need, and allow us for a better space of wiggle than a 4. Because that 4 is such a big jump. We really need this star. I think that's probably the better play. Because we can still get a green with the green 8 here. Because whatever we'll put here, it's probably not a 9. So we could put the 8 here. So I think we'll do that. Let me come back up top. And we're going to do a rare. But we also have to store rares. We have to pass a rare and then play one of the rares. But I think we need to play the rare first. We're going to play that here. Don't draw. They are now up. And that's our purple. Green, we need a blue here. Which currently the only blue we have is a 3. I don't think we actually have other blues. Did the fairy 2? I think the fairy 2 was already played. I think we even confirmed that before. No, it didn't. Okay, so the 2 from the fairy is what we're drawing for the blue. Whatever purple, which has to be whatever this number is. Okay, I lost track again. That was just played from here. Beta is up. So let's put something here so that that green can be played. Okay, we're running dangerously low on cards though across the board. So then green goes here. Purple, green will go blue, purple, and then yellow. We really need that blue. And we got to remember to store cards. So right now we're going to pass this rare here. That's getting stored. That's getting stored. They're up. I think they're just going to store now before I forget. So that's a rare. Stored here. And they only have 2 cards left. Okay. Are we going to lose? I always like to say that. Gotta be dramatic, right? Let's see. I guess we should put ourselves in the position of being ready to finish the puzzle in case we can't get another star. So we need the blue. We need the blue though. The blue, but we need yellow here. We also don't have a yellow. There's a fairy 3, which we just played up here. So that one yellow we foolishly played here. Okay. That could be essentially a 2. We need something that's not... Let's do the 4 there now. Well, we need another purple. We could do that purple. That's an 8, which could also match with that 8, because that's what we said. So do a purple here. A star, which is not that helpful, because I don't need another purple. Okay, then... Man, this was a mistake. Big mistake. So we do a 1 here. No, that's where the blue has to go. I can't do anything but a blue there. This can be anything we need it to be. So that's going to go here. They need to finish that row, though. So let's do the 3. We can get them a new deck. We'll get them that. But then we won't be able to play 4s. I don't think 4s is necessarily a problem right now. If we do... the 1, right? Because at this point, middle row doesn't matter. But if I finish the row, I don't have the green anymore. Oh, that's where we have the problems. Am I really not going to tuck that rare? Store the rare? I keep saying tuck. I don't know. Yellow. Because the blue. Okay, well, either way, let's do that. They're not going to draw now, though. Did I draw before when they shouldn't have drawn? I don't think so. But no matter what, they're not drawing a new card. And playing that's going to just replace a card. That's also bad. We're not going to get what we need. So we need to play to the river. And there's the blue. Come over here. We should have drawn. Don't know why we didn't. we think I have to play to the river. Which is it the 4? Is the 4 something we need? No, because this is whatever. These are the 8s. Maybe we do because we need a green. No, we need a blue here. That's the blue. Let's get rid of that 1. This is their last card, though, which has to go to the river. They have to pass a card. They're going to pass the blue. No, they're going to pass the rare. Then they're done. That's their turn to do that. No, they need to pass the blue then. Okay. Blue. We need the yellow here. Well, I think we just play to the river again. They play the blue here. Let's make sure. Blue, green, purple. We need a purple. Wait, we got rid of... Oh, boy. Wait, did I not draw again? I might have missed drawing. But now we don't have the numbers we need to make that happen. They played the blue. They do the yellow. Yellow, yeah, that's gonna be it. We could do an 8 here or there. Guess they could have. Oh, actually, that's true. Well, no, because I'm gonna lose the green again. And then they only have 2 cards each. I think that's gonna be a loss. I waited just a little too long. Because we can't put a 2 here. They need to be passed. Wait, what did they just do? They played the rare, right? If they just played the rare, instead we pass them this. I then do... Man, we're just losing points left and right. Do that. Get us a rare. And then it comes to them. They're going to play this, which gets them a purple card. We're going to miss out on storing a rare. But their purple card needs to be... Actually, I still think this didn't matter. Whatever this number is, the purple has to be it. But it's getting them a card. It's saving us time. That's what we're doing. We'll grab the 3. Because they're going to go. We play a rare there. They go. Play a rare here. They go. And play to the river. They play to the river. And then we go here. And that's blue, green, purple, purple, yellow. And we get our key, which completes that level. And we've generated all 6 jewels, so the game will end there. I guess we didn't lose, but we didn't do so hot on points. So let's see. We got 2 stars. So we'll get 2 of those. 2 out of 4. Erase that a little bit. Hearts, we have 0. Rares, we have 0. So we got 2 out of 8 points. That is not good. But we didn't lose a point for failing and then have to replay it. I guess there's that. That's it there. And again, we missed one of the tucks, so we're losing 5 points there as well. Otherwise, that's going to be stage C. I am enjoying this, though. This is super cool. It is adding an extra layer, an extra amount of difficulty. It's on expert mode, which I've done before, but not having to focus on that extra, always generating the jewels on top of your main focus certainly makes it harder. Because like stage C is my second favorite stage. And like I've gotten the timing down of getting through those. So usually you can just like push through those really fast. And also like trying to get points. Like stars usually don't matter. Like you want the purples to help you along the way, but it's not a main focus. Whereas in this, I really wanted to focus on getting more stars for more points, but then you're taking away your focus from completing the stage, and then generating the jewels takes away from there. So it's a very interesting balance that I'm clearly struggling a little bit with, but we're making it through. Still having fun though, which is good. I mean, in the end, you want to have fun with the game, and that's certainly what I'm doing. So I'm very excited to see what stage D brings us, which is my favorite stage out of all of them. So very excited for that, which we will end the video here, and I will catch you on the next one.